Good day, everyone. We're more than excited to welcome you back to the fourth episode of the fourth season of HYP, aka How We Got Placed. I, Mark Verma, will be your host for this episode. Our guests today have had exceptional career progressions and multiple accomplishments under their belts over the course of their college life. With this, let's hear more from Guramritpal Singh Saggu sir and Prem Saraswat sir. Firstly, I'd like both of you to briefly introduce yourselves so that our viewers can learn more about the guests we have with us today. Guramritpal sir.
Hey, so hello everyone. I'm Guramritpal Singh Saggu. I'm final year IT student at IIIT Gwalior. So I'm currently working as software development engineer at Slice. It's a fintech startup. So I did my summer internship at Goldman Sachs, and before that I worked at Rakuten as a technical intern, and I also freelanced with HackerEarth along that. So I have received a pre-placement offer from Goldman Sachs. That's pretty much about me.
Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Prem. I've been working at RedHat for quite a while now, as a software engineer in the monitoring team. Before this, I did GSoC in 2020 with the project called Thanos in the CNCF org, and this is how I kind of like ended up in Red Hat, where they use the same thing internally. Yeah, that's about.
Uh, my first question is for Guramritpal sir. Sir, you have bagged a technical internship at Rakuten and worked as a summer analyst at Goldman Sachs, and you're also currently working as a software development engineer at Slice. So please tell us about your experience during this tenure, how you came across these opportunities, and the interview requirements.
Yeah, so overall experience of working in all these organizations has been a great one for me to work with such talented folks, experienced folks from the industry. It's been a great experience to learn from them, be my mentors, be my managers. Everyone have been really helpful throughout all these interns, through all these tenors that I have been with them, and like starting from in the chronological order how I came about these opportunities and how I landed there. So as a Rakuten, it was through a cold mailing. I had cold mail the HR, so I got the online assessment link, and then there were online assessment was based on data structure algorithm and aptitude, and then there were two technical rounds that were conducted. So that's how I landed at Rakuten. At Goldman Sachs, it was through a engineering campus hiring program that they organize twice every year. So I landed it through them. So there were two online assessment rounds based on aptitude, data structure, core subjects, etc. So that was, and after that there were interviews, two virtual interviews on Zoom. So that was based on data structure and puzzles and also. That's about Goldman Sachs and Slice. My third one, Slice. It was an on-campus opportunity. So Slice came on campus around August. So that was an on campus. So its process was also similar. One online round, and then there were two technical rounds based on DSC and core subject, and followed by a one HR round. So these are the opportunity and how I came along, and the interview process of all of them.
Thank you, sir. So, Prem, sir, you have previously worked as a DevOps engineer before bagging an internship at Red Hat, and now you work full time as a software engineer at Red Hat. So, please tell us about the interview process, requirements, and your general work experience with this company.
Uh, yeah, so before working at Red Hat, like I think my first intern was a DevOps engineer intern. It was at a company called Milchost at that time, but now it's called WebScoot. It was like a 5% startup. Uh, the experience was really nice because we kind of like worked virtually a lot, like remote, but we also had like 2 months in office in Delhi. And after that, I kind of like I did GSoC in Thanos, and this kind of like opened up the opportunities for me. Almost half of the maintainers at the time were working in the monitoring team at Red Hat. and one of them kind of like posted on Twitter that they are hiring a software engineer for their team, and I was like, are you hiring interns too? And it was you can say it was a cold tweet, not a cold mail, but this is how I kind of like got the opportunity to interview there. uh, in RedHat India, like if you want to do an internship, you should kind of like try around October, November, because they kind of like open up, like the cohort is kind of like always fixed. It starts from January and ends in June. So generally they don't hire interns out of these months. So since things starts in June, like they kind of like start looking for people around October. So if you want to like intern at Red Hat, October September is the right time to kind of like approach people and managers and teams you are interested in. The interview process is kind of different for every team though. So for my team, it was just like one technical round, and like that's it. Like no assignments or coding interviews. Uh, but like some teams like to do coding assessments to kind of like filter out candidates and stuff. Uh, the about work experience, it has been really great. So I've been working there for like more than a year, I guess a year and 4 months now. The team is really nice. It almost all teams at Red Hat are like distributed, so like you will have people from a lot of different countries. I guess in my team, I am the only one who is from India. With this, you kind of like get to learn a lot of things. People from Europe work differently than people from Americas, and kind of like when you have a mix of those, you can get a really nice and diverse work culture. Yeah.
Thanks, sir. Uh, Guramritpal sir, you have worked as a software engineer at various firms. Along with that, you have experience in data science and machine learning. You have worked at various startups as an ML intern and also are an ML subject matter expert at HackerEarth. How do you describe your ML journey and managing consistency while working on other skills?
um like I like in few words I would say, like, don't limit yourself, especially when you are in college. Like, go out and explore everything, try out everything, try all the stacks, try out all the things that you can do, learn from your seniors, from your batch mates, from your peers, what they are doing and all. So it was similar for me. Like, I didn't limit myself, explored everything. Like, you never know what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you, right? So you just can do that. So I like started off doing the coding in the first year with my uh, peers. There were clubs that were like promoting them at the first year, like they were teaching how we can do the things at like hacker. So we started off, like almost all of us started off with coding, but then got to learn that there are few more things. Then in the first year summer break, I started doing some Android thing, and then learn bit about the web also. So I just explored around everything, did few interns in Android also, and then I just started off. Then like there was a bit craze of machine learning and AI, so started off with ML because in college you have an ample amount of time, you can explore whatever you want, right? So there's a time for everything. So I started off doing an ML, explored it, said how we can how I can learn. So I learned it through some online coaches and all, and then there was so I started off like now I like need to find some internship, but like there was limited opportunities in machine learning. And then I came across opportunity, like Prem shared with me, it was a startup, so I just got it into that, and then it just things just got kick started. I like start to manage the that startup, like that intern work. Along with, I have some other started working at Hacker also as a machine learning expert. So there I'm just setting their problems, and also started at a startup. So like it's just about, because in college you have a lot of time, so you can manage the things if you want to, right? So that's how I just started off my ML journey. And also the other journeys, like it's not like after that I worked at Coulomb, as a Coulomb AI. That's a startup that I worked there for around a year, and then moved on to Rakuten. So there the work was for data engineering, and then at Goldman Sachs it was about back-end engineering, and now again I'm working on the data side, ML ops side. Right, so you can't limit yourself because that I just want to work in ML, I just want to work in web, because it's such a vast tech and there's so many problems that the industry is solving. So you just need to be So you just need to be open minded on this front, and like explore everything, do everything that comes your way. That's how you will become a better day by day. So that's how, like, I mean, because in college there's a lot of time to do the things, so just don't limit yourself and go out and explore everything. That's what I would say recommend.
Thank you, sir. Prem, sir, you have completed your GSoC at Thanos. Now, in your opinion, what is the key to being accepted into this coveted program? Also, what was your experience like from selecting where you wanted to contribute to making your proposal before finally getting to work as part of GSoC?
Uh, I guess uh, it actually depends on organization to organization. So where you are applying, because GSoC doesn't have any standard criteria to accept mentees. They just leave it on the mentors that are actually mentoring for the project to choose or select mentees for them. Uh, they do it in various ways. So sometimes they conduct interviews or just go through proposals or these kind of things. For our org, like I have been mentoring for Thanos too. I think I have done like uh, 5 or 6 LFX programs and GSoC this time around too. And what we look for is someone who is like first and foremost like passionate about contributing. So sometimes you get these people who have a lot of knowledge or skills or relevant experience, but uh, they can like ditch you in between of the program or are not passionate enough to contribute, right? uh, why do we even participate, like why do even programs participate in GSoC is like not to get those projects done but to like get more contributors. And like with this you can get a clear idea of what is an ideal candidate, right? Like an ideal candidate is who likes to contribute in the project. So if there is someone who likes to contribute and has like some relevant experience, it would be great. In open source generally, like when you are applying for GSoC, the only things that we can see is your proposal and your GitHub profile, right? Or if the project is on GitLab, your like basically your like your past open source work. So if you have contributed elsewhere even or in the same org, those things will be considered a big plus, but it's not necessary to contribute to a project to get selected. When I got selected, I kind of like I only made, let's say, 1 or 2 PR like just before the kind of like selection period kind of ended. And this was because it was kind of like a impromptu decision for me. I was always interested in uh, the cloud native landscape, but I was mostly doing React and these kind of things before. So I was like doing full stack web dev plus some DevOps. Like I had a DevOps intern too, but mostly worked on kind of like a DevOps tool, which again came around like software engineering work. So so I was like browsing CNCF projects, and I kind of like came across Thanos, and the project was to port their UI to React, but the project itself was in Golang. So I was learning Go and backend, but I was confident enough that I can do anything React. So this is why I decided to apply to this project. I guess if you are looking for some project to contribute to, try to look around the technologies that you have some familiarity with. Like it will kind of like help you uh, in multiple ways. Like in the sense that you can complete the project, and also that the mentors will see that you already have some relevant experience in this, and you are a nice candidate. Other than this, we try to select candidates who kind of who are in need of mentoring. So for example, if someone has already done GSoC before or LFX before, so they might have gotten similar opportunities before, so it might be better to select someone else who doesn't like who haven't had this opportunity. So even though like GSoC allows you to kind of like like apply again and like do GSoC multiple times, I think 3 times at max, but we kind of deprioritize those candidates for people who actually need let's say mentoring. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Uh, so, Guramritpal, sir, You have been part of the core team of the Aurora Cultural Fest, event coordinator of InfoSurf, and also have worked with Protract Club and ASF to organize various events. What were your key takeaways from working in these events and organizations, and how did they help you in the long run?
Yeah, so overall, working for all these curricular extracurricular activities has been like a great thing for me in the college. Like it was a like, because in college you just can't be doing coding all day, you can't just be doing development all day, so you need to have some side activity, some side kick that just keeps you going. So like to organize a cultural fest, organizing Infotsav, Aurora, and various events. So it just like helps you build a lot of learn a lot of things from your build a lot of network for you, help interact with your seniors, even juniors, how they are working, what they are doing, what how can we improve that, right? And so like also with the faculty members, right? When we have the fest, so we just interact with the faculties, we interact with the administrator, how like how we can just manage the things at admin level, like how all the permissions to organize things, how the funds are managed, right? So I've been actively participating in all these events. So I have been to like various cities also participating in the events and around the coding contest, be it hackathons or anything. So I've been pretty active, and I'd highly recommend all of you to be also pretty active in this thing. Go out and just participate in everything, whatever is happening in the college. And more important, organize also. Once you are in senior years, just go out and organize, because that's where from that the culture will be built. That's where from your juniors will learn that how the things are getting done and how, right? So I've learned in this process I've learned various things, like how to manage the events and all, right? How to communicate with the event holders and stakeholders, and how to interact with them. So like these skills have been pretty helpful for me in the interview also, right? So in the HR rounds, they just ask out you these things, like I will just give an example of slides in the HR round. So the HR asked me that what have you achieved in your college apart from your technical achievements, right? Leave apart you did coding, you leave apart you participated in various hackathons. What are you as a person, right? What have you achieved? So that's where these things come into picture, that yes, you have organized these things, you are like you have other hobbies, right? You are not just in the 5 years you just been a coder, right? You're doing it sitting at your room and doing just coding and increasing your ranking. So you need to do the things apart from that. And also these are also the fun and the memories that you make with the friends and your seniors. So you learn, you interact with them, you have all the things. So like I would just recommend that just everyone should like take part in this, learn and build the memories, do the fun with all these things. So these are just all the things great fun, and it will just be like get you stay interested in all the things that, because it's a very long journey, because it just seems like 4 years, but it's a very long journey, and you need to have your network around, your friends around to accomplish this. So like I would just recommend it, go out and do it, learn from the things, learn from your seniors and everything. So it has been a great experience for me, and I think these things I will take forward these things in my life, all these things carry forward from here.
Thank you, sir. Prem, sir, so you have also been part of the core team of Aurora, and you were the web developer and the designing head of InfoSurf. So, how did participation in these activities contribute to your personal growth and career?
Uh, well, I think Guramrit has summed up everything like in a very nice way. That first of all, you don't kind of like just do uh, code, right? Like or just study. So these activities not just kind of like gives you an outlet to do something else, plus teaches you a lot of stuff. Uh, but just just apart from the general things, like working as a let's say like I developed the website for InfoServe and then helped out in Aurora too, and both of these things kind of made me a really nice engineer too, because this was probably the first time I have had the experience of actually uh, like building a website end to end, and then like deploying it where actual users use it, right? And like then the number of users was not small too, and you process like payments, actual payments for them, and all of this kind of like gives you a lot of edge, because now you can talk about this stuff and like in your interviews or whatever, and this will make you stand out, because a lot of people who are in universities don't have experience, actually working on something that is deployed in production. So it helped me out a lot, kind of got me my internship as well. And like it was like great experience, because like you work in a close set of team over a, like kind of like month of period, like over a period of months, uh, and like the end result kind of like is something which is complete and like serving the needs of 10,000 people. So it was great. The designing work was also nice, but it was mostly like coordinating stuff. Like I had like really nice juniors, and kind of like always a lot of people from like first year, second year helps out. So yeah, I guess everything that Guramrit said plus a couple more insights. That's it.
Thank you, sir. So now we'll proceed with some general questions. Can you both tell us how you handled any roadblocks or failures in your career and the changes in your outlook and efforts based on these experiences?
So generally speaking, I would say seek help. Uh, in my time as a like intern or software engineer, like where I there have been a lot of times where I have encountered roadblocks, as you said, uh, and every time like when you try to solve them by yourself, you kind of like you'll end up uh, wasting a lot more time uh, than otherwise you could have saved if you have just like asked someone else to help you. The thing that helps is having really nice mentors like at wherever you are. So at Red Hat we try to kind of like have one, like at least one formal mentor for everyone. Still like I have one-on-ones with all of my team, and I kind of like have everyone as my informal mentors, but like having one which kind of like which is there to help you always is nice. And you should also be able to ask for help. So in general, like when I was at LAN, there was a rule that if you are stuck on a problem for more than 20 minutes, you ask for help. So 20 minutes were the rule of thumb. It can be anything for you. If the problem is big, maybe you want to spend more time on it, reading some documentation or something. But like if you're stuck on something for more than a day, it is not nice for like you and the company itself. Kind of like the work is not getting done. Plus, you are not learning new things at a good enough pace. So sometimes things are like this. Like they kind of they like you have to learn them through experience, but it's not necessary for to be like your experience, right? Like you can ask your mentors. They have been through this a lot, and they know all the ins and out of maybe let's the technology or something that you're working on. So they can help you out a lot. So yeah, I guess ask help, a lot of help, for like the juniors who are like kind of like who are going to watch this. Like reach out to your seniors. Honestly, like we have been through everything that you are going to go through, like internships, full-time jobs, placements, everything. So if you have any problems, like just reach out to one of us. We'll be probably like able to give you some sound advice, or at least point to someone who had like similar experience.
Yeah, so in my case, like I think Prem has covered most of the things. Like he just covered it from mainly from the industry perspective. I think the question was that how will you prepare for the like MNCs and all. So I think it's pretty much similar that just go out and seek help from your seniors and talk about them, talk with your parents, even like how what is you going through, like which company you are applying, how is your process going on. And like most important, like I think it's pretty easier said than done. Like don't compare yourself because everyone is running at their own pace, right? So you just can't compare yourself that yeah, my batchmate is placed in the first week only and I am, and here it's the fourth month and I'm still not having a single offer. So just like don't compare yourself, right? So I also like I also got offer like this month last year, like right in the April, and the internship was starting in June, and there were my batchmates that were just placed right in July and or even the August first week, right? So you just don't compare yourself. Everyone is running at their own pace. It's your, it's right, it's not a sprint, it's just a marathon. So just you just have to keep doing the things, learn from every application that you do, learn from every rejection, learn from every interview. So that's what I can say. Just get better, just get better, and keep learning, keep seeking help. Just as Prem said, like learn from your senior. Just go out and just tell them that how these things are happening, because they have been through this. They have applied to all the organizations. They know what's the process, what that organization likes, what that organization don't like, right? So you need to just go out there and do, because there are ample amount of resources, because there's nothing, no end to the resources. If you want to like apply to any organization, the resources available online are like ample, like on lead code, geeks or geeks, everything, they are just filled out from the just, you just need to do the things. You need to just go out and start doing the things, right? And for that, like I would just and it's not just a, it's not like that the thing that I or Prem said it work out for you, like there's a thing that work out for some and things that don't work out for other, right? So you need to find your own path. But yeah, these are the things that you can always like seek out help, and you can just like go out and start doing things, and don't compare yourself. That's what I would say, because it's just a long journey, and very a long journey. So you just need to go out and do the things, do it in and get better with each process, each day, learn from the things. And that's, I think, pretty much it from my side also.
Thank you, sir. So, how would you capture your 5 year journey, like starting as a fresher and ending up successfully placed at your respective companies with growth in your skills and career trajectory?
I'll go first. So, like for us, I guess for me personally, it uh, yeah, like it was not uh, a very linear one. So when I started into college, like as Guramrit said, we kind of like we were doing competitive programming in the first year. So I kind of like tried my hand in that, like kind of. I didn't feel like doing it in like after 6 months or so. I kind of had some knowledge of web dev before, and then ASF organized this event called Web Kriti, and like it kind of sparked the interest again. So I started doing like web development, started learning Node, React, this kind of stuff. Did that a lot, and then started participating into like hackathons, but uh, then uh, like we had to organize some fest, and then COVID happened, so that went out of the way. But like I during the fest I kind of learned a lot. So that was probably my first time when I worked on something this big, uh, like the Infotsa website, and it kind of helped me get a internship. That internship was kind of the like very crucial, because it was my first internship, and it was not super hard to manage alongside uh, like the university curriculum as well. One thing nice about uni is like uh, we kind of like have the time to explore stuff, and like let's say do an internships and these kind of thing alongside like classes even, and a lot of other unis kind of like don't give kind of have this opportunity, because they have a lot of things to kind of like do. uh, After this I like kind of like mostly worked heads down on fests and stuff. Like most of my third year was spent on Aurora, but then I then COVID happened, and like COVID was not good for anyone, obviously, but it kind of helped a lot of people too, in the sense that we got more time. So we now had a lot of time to do things that we wanted to. So yeah, like it was like just I think 6 or 7 days before the GSoC deadline that kind of like the lockdown happened, and this is when I was like, I have nothing to do. Let's go explore the project stage in GSoC, and came across Thanos, and this was I guess the most uh, defining part of my 5 year at RedHat, like which defined the current engineer I am in terms of career. So uh, because of GSoC, I got introduced to this whole new world of open source. A lot of like I started to grow my network. So I came I started knowing a lot of people by names, and they started knowing me by name. and all of them were like working full-time professionals with a lot of experience. Three of them were like directly mentoring me for like 4 months, and then this relationship never ended. So like I kind of like stayed in touch with them, like kept contributing the project, became a maintainer because the project was like core systems project. It's written in Golang, and it is like a database for time series data. So I was working on a database which seems very bonkers when you think about it. Databases are like very core pieces of technology, and at the time, like I was like my project was just focused around the UI of that DB, but then I kind of like started contributing more and more in the deep parts of it, and this helped me get the opportunity at like Atlan, and then definitely it helped me get the opportunity at RedHat, because like RedHat was using this project internally for a lot of stuff, and they wanted to like hire maintainers to kind of like help them build up project. I got there as an intern, so I was working as an intern for like 4 or 5 months, and then I kind of like made a friend through GSoC who was working at this US startup, got me an opportunity there. I like to interview. I interviewed and got an offer, and they were like, "We don't care if you are in university, if you are still studying, we'll still want to hire you full time, and here's the offer letter." So this was like unique for me, because generally speaking, I don't think it is very easy to get a full-time opportunity when you are working. A lot of companies kind of like just don't do this. They are like, we have a policy that we only hire as an interns as long as you're studying, or it's very hard. Even with like 1 year of experience as a full-time engineer under my belt, like it's still hard to find companies that will kind of like interview you. A lot of companies still kind of like decline. Uh, so this was unusual. But I got this offer and went to my manager at RedHat, and I was like, "Hey, I got this full-time offer, which is like uh, 11, 12x of the salary you are paying me as an intern. So I am probably gonna go." And my manager was like, "Give me a week," and he somehow like managed to like persuade like his upper management and got me a full-time offer at RedHat. And this is how I started as a full-time engineer before like I graduated. So the kind of uh, it was a mixture of like luck plus my manager's desire to retain me. Uh, so and since then I've been like working as a full-time software engineer there. COVID helped because like when I was interning there, like we kind of didn't have a full-time university, right? Like we were all at home, so I was able to give enough time to the company. So that is the only concern of universities. This is why they don't hire full time if you are in university, like still in college, because they are like, you have to juggle between university and work, which like they expect like full time commitment from you. In fifth year in a like in our university, things become easier because you like only have a thesis and a couple of subjects. But yeah, still COVID kind of like helped my case a lot. I guess that summarizes my 5 year journey uh, at our college.
Yeah, I think so. It's like a bit a tricky question, but yeah, like a lot of things have happened in 5 years in terms of like everything, like in terms of learning, in terms of skills, career growth, everything. So like a lot of things have happened. Coming to a new town, meeting a new set of people, right, from various different backgrounds, different states, right, from north, south, everything, different faculties, right, interacting with them, learning their culture, celebrating each other festivals and all. So it was uh, one hell of a ride, I would say. So like in starting, like we didn't have like what I no idea what to do, like right, and then the met friends and started what they are doing, right, learn from the peers what the seniors were doing, what the clubs introduced us to. So started off with the coding, as Prem told, in first year, because there was like just start off with the coding, and we also had the subject in the first sem itself, so we just started off with those things. So just it was like in first year I was just like doing this coding stuff and all, and then moved on to explore some other stuff such as web, android, and then moved on to machine learning, and then got to work at various organizations. So like in this part I've developed various new skills, I've developed various hobbies throughout these years, and met a lot of crazy folks around from different background. From those I've learned a lot of things, right? And so like I did everything that came my way. I tried out my hands on this, like be it technical thing, be it the managerial thing, right? So I've tried out all the things. So just I tried my hands, right? And from there on the second on year onward, we started doing the internship. So like that was a culture that was bit started from our batch only. That we started doing internships early, and then now we can see that our juniors are still are following us. So right. So we started doing internships right in the second, third year, and now our juniors are doing in first, second year only. So they are like everyone on LinkedIn. We can see that our super juniors are also doing that. They've started doing web development, and it's great to see that like they're learning, and our college is growing also from these steps, right? So in my journey I've like just started in mainly in the third year, where I just started off doing the things that right now, like let's get some good internships and all. So I started working at HackerEarth as a freelancing. So I did a freelancing, also did internships with various startups, and then got into Rakuten, and then like Goldman Sachs, that was a bit turning point for me. So after that, like a lot of opportunities open up for me. So I did like around I think 5 to 6 internships that were during my college years, and right now also working at Slice. So there's been a lot of learning, lot of events, and Aurora was also a very great point. So like we started from that. Fest didn't happen in the last 3 years, so we just started off from scratch, build it from everything, right? So starting off, getting the funds up and all the things, maintaining that name, and especially doing it in a city like Gwalior, where these events don't happen too frequent, right? So doing all these things in the college journey, I like did a lot of interns, freelancing, and I also have now published various research papers also. And then getting placed at Goldman Sachs, and so there's just a lot of things happened, a lot of memory just can't be captured in few words or few sentences. Can't explain you here, but yeah, there's a lot of things that happen, and there's a lot of memory that I can take forward from here. So that's pretty much about me.
Thank you, sir. So, what are some noticeable changes that you have observed in the college culture and community in these 5 years, and changes that you're hopeful of being brought about in the next few years?
Okay, so like just continuing from the last answer, I would just say that the college has grown like in leaps and bounds in almost every aspect, be it the culture of coding. Because when we came in the first year, there were few folks only that were doing coding, few seniors. We know that yeah, this guy is a coder and all. But now we see on the various platforms that there are students from our college that are doing coding, like be it open source, because we when we came in the first year, there were only few folks that were doing contributing to the open source, and then one senior got into GSoC, and now we can see like there are like how many juniors like each year are getting through into GSoC. So there are like number are increasing every year. So college is growing in almost every term, I would say, be it the culture of coding, be it the development, right, be it the open source, and also the scale that our clubs are organizing the events, right? The all the events and the scale of the events that they are organizing the event, be agriculture right now. So Uthaan also has taken this great initiative of hype, and also some ASF, they are now organizing a hackathon at such a great scale. So these things were not there in the first year, so I think it has just grown leaps and bounds in every aspect. But still I would feel that there is a scope of improvement in the placement opportunities that a college is providing. So there is still scope that I think that the students of a college are like far more talented with the opportunities that they are provided. But I think we can still improve a lot in it has placement has also improved, like from the first year to fifth year. If we compare, the things have improved drastically in terms of placement also. But still I feel that being a national institute, and the student that we have, I think the we our placement cell could provide a lot more greater opportunities to students. So I think that's pretty much it from my side. I think Prem can continue.
Yeah, I think you covered everything that I wanted to talk itself. So, for example, I want, like, first and foremost, clubs have grown a lot. So, like the scale that they are working at now is completely different from what they were before, and it like it's the outcome of like like effort that has been put into these clubs, like over the 5 years that we have seen. Like especially we have seen new things popping up too, right? Google developer clubs and these kind of GDSC and stuff. And then like the students have been doing exceptionally well too. And I totally agree with the state of placements. Like they can be a lot better. Although the the it is not a nice thing though, but like the students have still managed to get like really nice off-campus opportunities, which are considered like super hard to get actually everywhere else. Like I have talked with people who have good placements in their universities, and they are like, bro, like why are you getting, like, you got off-campus internships? Why did you even try? It is so hard. And a lot of like they don't even kind of like try to go the off-campus route because like you have to like there is no rule there. Like you have to try a lot of stuff. You have to cold email, you have to message on LinkedIn, or like apply on their website pages, and then like first and foremost find all these opportunities. I guess it would be really really nice if we see better placements, but I'm hopeful this time around the placements were a bit nicer than last time. And with time I guess like this problem will also solve itself. That It's mostly because even we are the oldest triple IT, not a lot of people kind of know about us, and we kind of need to do some marketing job here. One thing that I would like maybe like to improve is the alumni situation in a university. So like people who are still on campus, like seniors are kind of very helpful. They help us a lot, but there is not a very strong network of alumni. It's partially because we don't have a platform or something where we actually like give them a connection back, right? We don't have proper alumni meets or this kind of stuff. So uh, I guess like a lot of folks want to improve this as well, and I'm hopeful here as well. Like maybe from next year around, we will have a like physical alumni meet. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I'm also hoping for that Illumina thing to happen because it will be Lumina in few months from now. So yeah, looking forward to that. Over to you guys. Over to you, juniors.
Thank you, sir. The perspectives and visions shared were extremely informative and enlightening, and we sincerely appreciate you both taking your time to share your insights. We wish you an illustrious and prosperous future ahead. And with that, we come to the end of another episode. We hope the experiences and perspectives shared by our guests provided a greater insight to the audience. We'll soon be returning with a new episode expanding on new experiences, insights, and placement stories. Thanks a lot, everyone.